The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street, and we are getting back into our midday manna. So we're going through the book From Poverty to Power and moving into a new section today called The Silent Power of Thought. The Silent Power of Thought, controlling and directing one's forces. So we're getting that just a second while we're waiting on people to join us here today. This episode brought to you by True Detergent. That's right, True Detergent. Manufactured, black-owned and manufactured right here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery to your doorstep in Atlanta. That's 678-851-2400. That's 678-851-2400. Also doing some deliveries today in Albany, Georgia. So thanks so much for those that pre-ordered and you're getting your True as we speak. This is a 101-ounce bottle for $15. That's 15 cents per bottle. And the question is, hey guys, you're going to wash your clothes anyway. Question is, are you going to practice what you preach, which is recirculate your very own dollar back into your community and support a brand or a company that's for us and that's by us? True Detergent, make the switch. I also went and put out a post for Augusta, Georgia. We'll be coming to Augusta and Thomaston as well on March 4th. That's next Saturday. So you go ahead and do your pre-orders for that as well, and we'll make sure that you get your product delivered to your doorstep. True is actually doing an expansion drive right now. Also, they're looking to bring new products to the market so they can add more value to what they have. They're looking to bring the fabric softener and the True Clear, which is the fragrance-free and dye-free detergent, which is what we've asked for. So they actually have a campaign going right now. It's a Kickstarter campaign where you can actually donate and help them bring their dream to reality. Right now, that campaign is at $14,136. So we have $14,136. We got 240 backers. We got 22 days left to go to raise roughly $85,864. So we got $85,864 left to go, and you can be a part of history. You can be a part of putting one of our brands, our own brands, and in competition with some of those that are in the top of the food chain. So you have that opportunity, and dare I say, I believe that you actually have that obligation to go ahead and make that donation to help True Brand become one of the biggest, largest companies in the world. And here's what happens. When they expand opportunities, right? They expand more jobs they bring to our communities. They expand more opportunities for distributors like myself to go out and sell their products and be the Walmart, be the Amazon, be the Target for them. So you have an opportunity to participate in profit. You have an opportunity to help them to grow. And you know, you got to see the opportunity and you got to seize the opportunity. Too often we see the opportunity, but we don't seize the opportunity. You have to see it and you have to seize it. And that's how you actually start moving yourself to a place of financial freedom. You see an opportunity and you seize the opportunity. Well, they also have a True investment session. Maybe you're saying, hey, I want to learn how I can make some money. I want to learn how I can profit from True as well. And you want to think about becoming a distributor. Well, we're going to have that session tomorrow. So you can actually sign up for that. And you can join us as I teach you how you too can become a distributor, how you can make some money. And I'm talking about money, right? Again, I want you to think, well, how much money is Walmart making? How much money is Amazon making? Can I make that kind of money? First, you got to be able to see it. If you can't see yourself being wealthy, you can't see yourself making money, you can't see customers lining at your door. If you can't see it, it'll never happen. But I see the light. And I know there are other people who see the light and they see a huge opportunity. But I'm only going to talk about those who actually sign up. So no point in me belaboring the point. And then maybe you're saying, hey, I want to learn how to quit my job. I want to walk away from my job. I want to fire my boss. I need a step. I need a game plan. I need a blueprint. Well, I got a blueprint ready to go for it. And we're going to create the blueprint for you. And that's what we have, our financial freedom. See, I created a blueprint to walk away from my job. I created a blueprint to start to develop these multiple streams of income. Let me just see. I probably got about 10 streams of income right now. Right. And they say what a millionaire needs is about 6, right? I think I got about 10. Okay. So what I'm trying to say to you is that if you want to learn this thing, you want to take a step, you need to learn from somebody that's already doing it. I walked away from my job. I created extra strategy. I created multiple streams of income for myself. Now I'm chasing my dreams. And if you're that person, well, you need to go ahead and sign up for Financial Freedom. This is something I'm not going to do again. I'm doing it once. This is my contribution to Black History Month. Black Wealth Month, where we're making history with our money, and we're making history by making a change. Churn rate, that's the announcements. I don't want to blame. I'm going to get right into what we're talking about today. What's going on, Miss Shauna? Thanks so much for joining. What's going on, Krista? How are you? Justin's in the building. Erica Yates. What's going on, Erica? Sheila Love in the building. That's what I'm talking about. So if you are a part of Club Millie, go ahead and put in the comments below, hashtag Club Millie. Let people know you represent, because that's what we're doing, guys. We are bringing folks together who are serious. See, we've decided in Club Millie, we're not going to talk about the problems no more. We're not going to be hanging out with the crowd no more. We're going to subsect ourselves. We still cool with y'all and everything, but y'all over here just hanging out. We over here working. Y'all over there talking. We over here working. Y'all over there preaching. We over here practicing. That's what we doing. So you guys go on over there and just keep on hanging out. Misery loves company. But we're going to be over here, you know what I'm saying, looking for ways to advance, looking for ways to push forward the agenda, and doing what everyone else preaches, and that's practicing group economics. That's exactly what we're doing. You can be a part of that, or you can watch us work. It doesn't really matter. Either way, you make a decision. All right, so here we go. Midday manner as we move into from poverty to power. We're talking about the silent power of thought, controlling and directing one's forces. Now, I want to say, did these comments? Oh, there you go. Let me read these comments. I stopped. I'm sorry. Butterfly, see the vision. Club Millie represent. Need a drive for Club Millie. We should have reached 1,000 members. What's wrong with our people? Hey, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Slow and steady wins race. I tell you what, as soon as we start talking about marijuana, everybody going to come. So I already know what's happening. How impactful your life was fire? How impactful to your life was firing my boss? Not really that impactful. It was more impactful. The biggest impact in my life was chasing my dream. So again, I tell people it's not about what you leave, it's about what you're going to. So just because you want to fire your boss, if you don't know where you want to go, then there's not no impact. The impact wasn't leaving my job. The impact was me chasing my dream. And the impact now that I'm chasing my dream, I'm having an impact on a lot of other people. So the boss thing, that was easy. You know what I'm saying? Quitting the job is easy to say I quit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to lead the people. It's easy to say I quit. What's hard, what's difficult to do is to chase your dreams. That's the hard part, to have the courage to chase your dreams. Everybody put in the comments below, courage. To have the courage to chase your dreams is the hard part. To not know where the next dollar is coming from is the hard part. To build and create from your own imagination, that's the hard part. Saying bye-bye, that was easy. I can do bad by my damn self. You know what I'm saying? That was easy. This right here, everything you see, that was hard. That was easy. The silent power of thought, controlling and directing one's forces. So the most powerful forces in the universe are the silent forces. And in accordance with the intensity of its power, does a force become beneficent? What? Does a force become beneficent when rightly directed and destructive when wrongly employed? This is a common knowledge in regard to the mechanical forces such as steam, electricity, and etc. But few have yet learned to apply this knowledge to the realm of mind, where the thought forces, most powerful of all, are continually being generated and sent forth as currents of salvation or destruction. Are your thoughts that you send out, are they thoughts of salvation or are they thoughts of destruction? Do you look to build up or do you look to tear down? Salvation or destruction? As this stage of our evolution, we have entered into the possession of these forces, and the whole trend of our present advancement is their complete subjugation. All the wisdom possible to us is on this material earth is to be found only in complete self-mastery, and the command, love your enemies, resolves itself into an exhortation to enter here and now into the possession of that sublime wisdom by taking hold of mastering and transmuting those mind forces to which we are now slavishly subject and by which we are helplessly borne, like a straw on the steam upon the currents of selfishness. The Hebrew prophets, with their perfect knowledge of the supreme law, always related outward events to inward thought and associated natural disaster or success with the thoughts and desires that dominated the nation at the time. The knowledge of the causal power of thought is the basis of all their prophecies, and it is the basis of all real wisdom and power. National events are simply the working out of the psychic forces of the nation. Wars, plagues, and famines are the meeting of clashing of wrongly directed thought forces, the culminating points at which destruction steps in as the agent of the law. It is foolish to ascribe war to the influence of one person or to one body of people. It is the crowning horror of national selfishness. What's going on, Cookie? How are you? Vanetta, thanks so much for joining. It is the silent and conquering thought forces that bring all things into manifestation. It is the silent and conquering thought forces that bring all things into manifestation. If you believe it, you think it, you believe it, and you work on it, it shall come to pass. Right? It is the silent and conquering thought forces. So that's kind of like saying, okay, we got to think, man, what is dominating my thoughts on a regular basis? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is really dominating my thoughts? Like, when I take an account, and hopefully you do this, if not, start doing this, you take an account at the end of your day. You tuck the TV off. You're about to lay down. Maybe you're going to what has happened today, and you think about what thoughts have I had? What was the dominating thought of my day? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the dominating thoughts of your day? What are the thought forces that are moving you right or left? Right? See, all I think about is we. All I think about is the village. All I think about is how we can get out of this place that we're in. Right? That's all I think about. This is the dominating thought forces in my life. That's where all these ideas come, because that's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm thinking about. Now, you may not be thinking about that, and that's okay. But there's something that's driving you. There's something that's driving your thoughts. And I would say this: if you're a person that has not yet learned how to capture your own thoughts, learn how to control your own thoughts, you know what I mean? You back and forth. You think this one day, you think this one day, right? You haven't learned how to control your own thoughts. That could be the reason why you find your life in dismay, in a disarray. You're going from to and fro because you haven't learned how to capture your own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you focus on? Everything? Something? Nothing? You know what I'm saying? What do you focus on? Now, I know you can say, oh, my family and my friends, and you can say all the good things, but the reality is, if you really did, if that was really the truth, then it would show up in your life. It will show up. It's impossible for you to say that this is what I'm focused on and it not show up in your life, in your actions. It's good. It's good lip service. It sounds good. Everybody, yeah, that's right. But the reality is, it will show up in your life. It's impossible for it not to show up, because that is what you're thinking about. So if you're thinking about your dream, you're like, this is what I want to come to pass. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Right? See, all the time that I was thinking, I was like, man, it's been 2 years. It's been me thinking and thinking and thinking. Think about this. 2 years of thinking and thinking. How can we do this? How can we do it? I can start this. I can start that. No, that don't work. 2 years of thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And finally, right? Because the good book tells us that if we ask, we shall receive. So finally, the answer came. 2 years ago, I've been thinking and thinking, but I understand. I understand now, because I wasn't ready 2 years ago for the answer. I was looking for the answer, but I wasn't ready to receive it. I hadn't become who I need to become in order to get the answer, in order to do something with the answer. How many of you guys have gotten answers to your prayers, or answers to your questions, or answers to your thoughts, and you wasn't ready to actually move on them? They came, but you didn't move on them. And then because you came, it passed you by, and then 2 years later, you got it again. I thought about that 2 years ago. Okay, and it still, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it come back to you. You ever had that happen? Like, I remember I thought about that. That was a good idea back then, as if the good idea done went away, right? So I thought about stuff 2 years ago, just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. What's the best way to structure this? What's the right type of infrastructure? What's the right type of business, right? And so that stuff just started coming to me, and I just started working on it. I started doing stuff, and the next thing you know what I mean? I done created something. It's like, okay, this is cool, right? But I still wasn't ready. I'm telling you, I still was not ready. I had not become the person who I needed to become in order to really fully walk it out. So all you're seeing right now is you're seeing someone that had been working and been trying to develop himself to become the person that I needed to become in order for me to lead the movement that I knew I needed to lead. And I'm saying this because I believe that you too have a movement that you need to lead. You too have to become a person that you need to become in order to lead your mission, whatever that is. It may not be what it may be. It could be a part of this mission, but I'm saying you have a particular lane that you're in, right? It could be, I know we got Celeste in holistic health and her EFT, Shauna in her coaching. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what everybody else does, but I'm saying you have a lane. And it's up to you to lead that field. But in order for you to lead the field in your lane, right? I don't want you to leave your lane. I want you to stay in your lane, still be connected to other people who are leading in their lane. And then we all come together leading every area of life and dominating every area of life, right? And we are leading because we are a team full of leaders, right? Everybody, let me tell you, everybody that's watching right now, you are a 10 in some area. You absolutely are. You are. Some of you guys are not meant to be presidents. You're supposed to be the super administrative assistant. You're supposed to be the outstanding vice president. You're supposed to be the #1 chief financial officer. Everybody is not supposed to be the president, okay? But your skill set, let me tell you this. I told you this yesterday. I just still remember this woman. Went to grocery shopping and walked out, was cashing out. The most pleasant woman I've seen in quite some time, right? I mean, she was not. I'm not talking about being she was an attractive woman, but it wasn't her physical appearance that made her attractive. It was her attitude. And I told the lady, I said, if you just keep this attitude, you can literally walk into a room and command $1,000 an hour just because you got the right attitude. And I'm saying this because some of you guys just have the wonderful attitude. You are support buffs. Like you will. There's no way that some organization that you're a part of can fall because you bring that much support. You guys have ever met people that like, there's no way we can fall because the support. Like there's no way the levees of New Orleans can break because of the support, right? You are such a strong support that there's no way that the organization can fall. It might take some hits. It might crumble a little bit. Now people might be down a little bit, but because of the support, there's no way that it can crumble, right? So some of you guys aren't meant to be. I can take the hits. I can take all of the whatever. I can take all of that. Some of you guys don't need to be in the spotlight, right? I can take that, right? But some of you are so phenomenal in this area, in this lane, that if you just become the best in this lane, our entire organization, individually, your organization, and collectively, our entire organization will be unstoppable. And again, we're not doing this to compete. We're doing this to dominate. We're doing it. Everybody put in the comments below, #takeover. Because I want you to take over in your industry. I want you to become the person first, and then you display the skills that come with being dominant, taking over, changing the game, however you want to put it, right? But it's got to start with your thoughts. What do you see? I can see it in you all day long, but what do you see for your life? What do you see for this direction that the Lord, the God, the universe has got you going in? See, some of you guys are thinking too small, and I'm saying think as big as you can, right? Because if your thoughts are small, then your life will be too. But if you take your thoughts to another level, like I said earlier, y'all flip houses, I flip hotels. When I used to play Monopoly, I was trying to get hotels. Who the hell told us we need to be getting houses? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where do we stop? Where do we played the game since we've been younger, right? We stopped at getting houses. But they talking about getting a commercial. Like they put the game in front of us. Man, don't let, y'all gonna make me go there today. They put the game in front of us. We played the game. We all, we made up our own little rules. Okay, we got our own little house rule. But nonetheless, we know the object of the game was to make everybody else go bankrupt. Now, I'm not saying that's the game, right? But while you're going around the board in this real life game of Monopoly, you're supposed to be acquiring property first, land first. You got to get the land before you can build. So who in the hell convinced us that we don't need to worry about the land? Let's just get the property. Let's just get the building. Who taught us that? It wasn't the game. The game was you got to get the land first, and then you're going to develop the land. Then you're going to develop the land and you're going to create a house on the land or a residential property. Then eventually you're going to change the land or just change the zoning, right? And you're going to build something commercial. So who in the hell been teaching us about real estate? Because the game taught us everything we need to know, but yet we're trying to make the game be something that it's not. So who told us to stop going after land? All you real estate agents, you want to be an agent instead of an owner. I'm not trying to get on you. I'm just saying, like, who changed the game? The game is still the same. It's the monopoly been around for however long, right? So who changed the game to get us to believe that all we can do as black folk is sell and wholesale residential property? That's just one part of the game, right? That's just one part. What about owning land? What about owning commercial property? Right? So when I say something like, okay, we're going to learn about real estate investment trust, because we are not educated in this area, we have no idea what that is. We don't find any interest in it, even though it's something that could make you a lot of money. And I can only lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. But I'm saying that there's so many levels to this game of money, but because we have not taken an interest to it, because we have not been made aware of it, because we are just ignorant in it as it relates to these different vehicles or opportunities, at some point we got to say, you know what? I know that I don't know what I don't know, but something just came across my path. I don't know what it is, but that shouldn't stop me from at least looking into, okay, what is this, right? You ever seen something, you ask yourself, well, what is this? Like, at least you can say, what is this, right? At least you can, like, investigate it just a little bit. I mean, is that too difficult? Is that too hard to do? Like, this, I don't know what this is. Like, well, let me find out what it is. No, I don't know what it is. It must not be important. That's what we do. I don't know what this is. Must not be important. Well, goddamn, this that you thought was not important could set you free. But because you don't know what it is, it must not be important. And that's the thinking I'm talking about. We can't elevate because we're not inquisitive. We've lost our curiosity because of the way we think. We think, oh, I'm 30 years old right now. I'm 40 years old. I know everything I need to know. Really? You think you know everything you need to know? And there's so much more to learn. Oh, I finally graduated college. I'm not going to read another book in my life. Who taught you that? Wealth, generational wealth. It begins in the mind. And somebody in your family has to decide that the buck stops here. I'm going to read. I'm going to learn. I'm going to gather. I'm going to do everything it takes, if it's just me and my family, to change the course correction or to change the direction that my family is going in. Somebody has got to decide they're going to pick up a book. Somebody's got to decide they're going to join a group. So anybody, hopefully it's you, but somebody in your family has to decide that it's going to be me. Or you can keep on saying, no, it's not me, it's your job. No, it's not me, you don't do it. Somebody has to say, you know what? I'm going to do it. Right? That's why I say it takes a village, but it starts with us, because I'm going to do it. What about you? Are you going to do it? Somebody got to do it. That's the only way we're going to make it. That's the only way we're going to get there. Somebody's got to say, you know what? It ain't everybody else's job. It's my job. And it's not, if we get enough people saying, you know what? It ain't everybody else's job. It's my job. Then we're going to go far. Right? If we get enough people to say, you know, it ain't Trump's job. It ain't the government's job. It's my job. It's my job to save my family. It's my job to save my community. It's my job. How did I get over here, man? I thought I was talking about, I don't know. Woo! It's my job. All right, is the silent and conquering thought, I can't even read it right now. It's the silent and conquering thought force that bring all things into manifestation. The universe grew out of thought. The universe grew out of thought. Matter in its last analysis is found to be merely objectified thought. All human accomplishments were first wrought out in thought and then materialized. Authors, inventors, architects first build up their work in thought and have perfected in it all its parts as a complete and harmonious whole upon the thought plane. Then they commence to materialize it, to bring it down to the material or sense plane. So I want you to think of yourself right now, and I want you to put yourself in a position of an author, that you are the author of your life, that you are the inventor of your life, that you are the architect of your future. Let me say that again. I want you to put yourself in this position and say, you know what? I'm going to write my own future. I'm going to invent or construct my own future. I'm going to be the architect of my future. I'm going to be the architect of my family's future. I'm going to be the inventor of what we want in this world for our life. It begins with what you think. If you think you can't have, then you can't. If you think you can, then you can. Whew. So Shauna said we need to invest in ourselves. We need to read, train, grow, and yeah, small increase. But you know what, Shauna? The interesting thing is this, and I'm glad you said that, because yes, in the beginning it's small, but in the end it's exponential. Because the seed itself is small, but look how big a seed can grow into this oak tree, right? So yeah, in the beginning it's small. It make a little, you know what I'm saying? We just meeting every week. You know what I'm saying? We learn a little bit here and there, just nothing, just small, right? But then you look, you see that you keep doing that small stuff day in and day out, over and over and over again. You start finding success, and you repeat success over, and it's still small, but when you add it all up, oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, you got my point. I'm still making a point here. When you add it all up, right? You don't have 1 + 1 + 1. You don't have 2 + 2 + 2. You see what I'm saying? You got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or let's just say 1,000. Right? You got 1,000 to the nth power. You got 1,000 to the nth power. Right? So it's not an add. It's not a multiply. It is exponential, because you've been doing it day in and day out. Day in, that thing grow like crazy. You be like, if you look back 3 years from now, you be like, that was the best decision I ever made in my life. So I got to ask you guys, as you think about your life right now, what's the best decision financially? What's the best financial decision you've ever made in your life? And you look back, you're like, that was a great decision. It was a great decision to stop buying new cars. It was a great decision to say no more credit cards, whatever that is for you. And if you're not ashamed, go ahead and write in the comments below. If not, just think about it. What's the best financial decision you've ever made in your life? Think about it. Have you ever made a good decision financially in your life? Right? Think about it. That's a powerful question, especially for our people. What is the best financial decision you've made in your life? Wow. Something to think about. Some of us will probably say, I never made a good financial decision. I mean, I just live. Right? So if Shauna said, firing my boss, opening up my business, helping others to increase. Fantastic. Absolutely. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm right there with you, Shauna. I'm telling you, it was scary. You know what I mean? It was liberating, but it was, I mean, going through the process, now I think back on it, and like, man, you know, I just couldn't see myself living like that. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not, and I want to say this, guys, it's not that, there's some people that like their jobs. There's nothing wrong with liking your job or liking what you do. And it had nothing to do with what I did or my job. I didn't like who I was doing it for. And so I had to get away from that person. And because I couldn't get away I tried other options. I tried to transfer. I tried to, you know what I'm saying? I tried to say, okay, well, you know what I mean? Maybe I can get into a different department, all this stuff. But because that was not transpiring, it led me to the point and said, well, okay, I guess it's time for me to go make my own way. You know what I mean? So, you know, so it had nothing to do with what I was doing. It had nothing to do with where I was at. It had everything to do with who I was doing it for. And I believe that most people want to fire their boss because of their boss. And here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Like companies always believe the boss. So if he write the report, it must be true. They never go to the employee like, you know what? I see all this stuff. Now, here's the thing. Here's how my situation was. I was the person that came into the company, got promoted within 10 months, and then all of a sudden I got a new boss. So I went from being the star of the company to being a person that's on written warning. And all that change really was the boss. But they didn't look at the boss and say, well, how did this happen? How did this guy who had no issues, no problems, no writers before you became the boss, how did he all of a sudden become such a bad employee? And that's why I talk about people over policies. Because of their policies, they never look at the people. So Christopher said his best decision was to have no car notes. He bought a truck, commercial insurance, and started hauling for himself. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Right on. They get that cyber high five. I prefer to do it myself. So there's some people here, you still trying to think, right? Like, what? has been the best financial decision I've ever? It's not an easy question to answer. Let's just keep it real. I mean, it's not really an easy question to answer. Like, we start looking over your life, like, what smart stuff have I done as it relates to finances, as it relates to money, as it relates to economics, right? So I want you to really think about that. I want you to talk to the husband or the wife, if you got the family, and I want you to have a family meeting tonight and say, you know what, family, we're gonna just real quick, we're gonna have a little dinner, and I got this question to ask you guys, and I want you to ask each one of your family members. If you're married, ask your husband. If you or your wife, ask the children. What's the best financial decision you made in your life? See, what I want to do is I want to start to change the conversation at the kitchen table. I want to start having business meetings, family business meetings at the kitchen table. You guys are there, you know, you just don't take the time to talk to each other. You know, you rather watch an empire than build one. And you got a family, you got right in your four walls, you have everything you need to create your own economy. You've got the people, right? You've got the resources, meaning the talent and the intellect. You can go find out whatever you want. You can get on Google and start Googling. You can start building. You can start building right from your own household. For y'all, just to take a regular household, right? Mother, father, and 2 kids. That right there could be a business. Y'all come on one accord and say, here's what we're going to do. Or the man or the woman, whoever, going to lead the way and say, I found an idea, let's work on this together. And if we just have enough of those families all throughout the United States of America, do that. That one thing. Thank you. Thank you. So here's what I want you guys to do. You got to say, I'm going to lead this. I'm going to take the charge. I don't care if you're a single mom with 4 children. You say, you know what, family, tonight we're going to have our very first mastermind group. I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know what you're thinking about, what you want to build. I want to share with you some things that I'm thinking about. I've been thinking about this stuff, and this stuff been coming up and hearing this guy talk on internet, and I just started thinking about stuff. We just going to have some time. We're going to cut the TV off. You know what I mean? With the radio, no more. You're going to put your phones on silent. Matter of fact, put them in your room because it's time to have some family time. We need to have some real talk. Everybody put in the comments below real talk. And you're going to get with your family, and you can say, okay, daughter, I see that I see, this is how I see you. You know, I see you as this creative person. You're into the arts. You know, what do you want to do with that? And I see you, son. You like sports. You're active. What do you want to do? What do you want to build with that? And let me tell you a little bit about me. Here's some things that I used to do in my past, right? And I had these dreams, but you know, things got off. But let me tell you what my dad did. My dad, once I started to have these talks, I'm like, Dad, man, tell me what you used to do, man. Like, what was your first job? You know, I didn't even know what my dad, you know, I just didn't really talk to my dad. It's like, oh, he taking care of business, right? But when I started talking to him, I started realizing that I was very much like him. I just needed to know where he had been. So what I'm trying to say to you parents, share with your children where you have been, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When I started learning, oh, my dad, he worked for a deer at one point in time. He wanted to start his own business at one point in time. He wanted to start an investment club, which I do at one point in time. I'm like, man, that's a whole bunch of me. And a whole bunch of me is coming from my dad. A whole bunch of me came from my mom. I mean, I know it really did, but I never really had the real talks with him. And then when I started to have the real talks with him, I started to find out more about who I was. And I'm asking you, parents, do that for your kids so your kids, your children can know who they really are. They can know where they really come from. And matter of fact, I would say this, parents, not just do that, but then also tell them about your parents. Oh yeah, your granddad, he was this. Remember those talks? Remember those? Does anybody else remember those talks? I mean, we didn't want to have them, but do you guys remember them? Like, it was, man, all right, how long are you gonna talk? So I need to go back and play my game. Like you, how many of you guys still have those talks? I want to take, you know what, John, we're gonna talk about your granddad tonight. We're gonna talk about your grandma tonight. I want you to know where you come from. Right? Those were some powerful conversations. Shaping our little world, like, man, my dad, you know what I'm saying? My granddad, he was the chief of police. He went to the army. My uncle went to the army. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to the army, but I'm just saying. You know, my uncle's into the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like tell your children where they come from. Real talk. Cut the TV off, man. I'm telling you, if you really are serious about changing the community, because that's what we talk about, right? We want to change the community. We want to change the Black community. Well, I would say this. It's great to want to change the community, but it's not great if you can't change your own family. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry did I hit you? I'm sorry. If you want to really change the community, well, start by changing your very own family. If your family becomes the beacon of light for the community, then the rest of the community will follow. But if your family is in disarray, in dysfunction, and you're trying to go out into the community, I would say you're out of order. Yes, I would say that you're out of order because you're trying to fix something outside of your walls when you got your own stuff inside of your walls that you got to worry that you need to take care of. That should be priority, right? It's good to be out in the community doing stuff. I'm not saying don't do that, but what I'm saying is, how come your family isn't the beacon of light for the rest of the community, right? Why shouldn't the rest of the community look at your family like, okay, that is an example that we need to follow, right? And it doesn't matter whether you are single, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying you and your family structure, however it is, why is it not your family the example for the rest of the community? Does that make sense? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying I'm there yet. I'm guilty too. I mean, I remember being the only person, we would have whatever, Christmas come and Thanksgiving come, I'd be like, hey, you know what I mean? I'll be the one that had a crazy idea. Let's cut the TV off real quick. Let's talk about business. You know what I mean? Or yeah, let's do this little activity. That's me. They'd be like, man, I'm just saying, do we got to do the same thing every time we come together? Can we do something different? That's all. I just want to do something different. It's just 5-10 minutes. I just want to talk. I just want to know who you are. I mean, you say you know me. You say you remember when I was little, but you don't know who I've grown to be, right? I was 5 years old. I'm a totally different person. I'm a man now. And you still don't know who I am. You just remember who I was. Ooh. You don't know who I am. You just remember who I was. And you think that little boy, he's grown up, you see what I look like, but you don't know who I am. You don't know who I have become because we have not had any conversation. We have not kind of exchanged words. You might have heard some things through the family. You know how that go. But you ain't really just had a one-on-one say, what kind of man has Evan become? What's going on in your life? What are the things that you're doing? What are the things that you're creating? What are the things, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where are you going? Where are you headed? I need to know that. Why? Because there may be some things I can help you with along the way. Right? Oh, you want to go there? If I'd have known, you ever had this conversation? Joseph, let me ask you this. You ever had this conversation where it's like, you know what I mean? They be like, you maybe they haven't talked to somebody like 3 years, and you have a conversation with them, and you're like, oh, I'm doing this. They're like, oh, really? I didn't know that, man. If I'd have known that, I'd have put you on to such and such. If I'd known that, I would have, you know what I'm saying? If I would have known that, that's that question. If I would have known that, well, why didn't they know? Because we never had that type of conversation. We hung around each other. We hung out together, but you still never knew me. I didn't know you. But if I had known, I'd have put you on. If I had known, I would have connected you to this person, If I had known. So while I'm trying to say tonight or today, for our midday man, I'm going to close right here. Don't be the person that has to say, if I would have known. And that's why I'm like a connector, because I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what's going on. I want to know who you need to know so that you become your best self. And so I'm going to connect you. That's what I do. I'm a master middleman. I'm going to connect you. People hit me up all the time. Okay, you need this? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Just that simple. Just like, you need publishing? Boom, right there, right? Just connect, just connect, just connect. If I would have known. But if I don't know, I can't connect. And if you don't know, you can't connect, right? So why do I get a lot of business, right? Because people know what I'm doing. People know where I'm going. So when they hear something, it'd be like, oh man, you need to holler at Evan, right? But my question is, what about you? Because it's not about me, it's about we. So what about you? What is it you have going on so that I can know? So when I hear that, oh, hey, you need to talk to such and such. See what I'm saying? That's how you build community. It's not about knowing. That's why I'm saying with our leaders, it's not about us knowing what they do. It's about them knowing what we do. Let me repeat that again. It's not just about us knowing what they do, but it should be reciprocal where they know what we do. And until I find that type of leader that is concerned about what I do as much as I am concerned in watching them and seeing what they do, then I don't see a leader at all. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a little bit too real. That's a little bit too hot, because I don't care what color you are. I'm going to support those who support us. Woo! Getting hot in here. All right, so we said you have to build trust, and we trust you. I need a contract manufacturer for a product that I have. You need a contract manufacturer. So I don't know what product you're talking about, but you say you need a manufacturer, and we actually have a direct connection to a manufacturer. So if you need a manufacturer, you have the idea or whatever it is you're talking about, we can get your manufacturing done. Not only do they do detergent, they are a manufacturer. They help bring your ideas to life. So if you need a manufacturer, hit me up. You know, we good. Me and Chris, we good. We're going to talk. I'm going to make sure to put you on so we can get whatever it is you're talking about manufactured. See, this is what I'm saying. So when people start to realize this is how this works, then they actually, now we're going to have a whole influx of people coming to Club Miller because they see, oh, it's just that easy. Yeah, it's just that easy. Chris, I don't need to know the idea. We won't need to do that. You know what I mean? We'll talk offline. Joe, I got you. I told you, I'm working on that. You know, I got that almost worked out. So Joe, me and you gonna get together. Give me about a week. And make sure you hit me back up. We got that. We already got that. So I'm already ready to go. I gotta get through the weekend and get all the other stuff going so I can have time to focus on that. So we good. When you say you can deliver, are you saying you got a truck? That's right. Where you at, Chris? That's transportation. Where you at? What city you in, or state, or whatever? Joseph, you say you're a courier by trade. You got a truck too? Okay. So Joe, you more like local, right? And Chris, you Birmingham. All right, Chris. All right. Make sure we holler at you, because when we're gonna be ready to expand in Birmingham probably next week, and so we're gonna need you because when we put this distribution deal, we're gonna need somebody to transport from Atlanta to Birmingham. It's not that far. I could probably make the drive, but if they order enough, we might need your truck. So hit me up and just go ahead and give me some pricing on a transport from Atlanta to Birmingham. All right, or because you got to come get it and then go back. So let me know what I'm kind of looking at, so we can price it into the we can price it in. See, you see how easy this is? How many of your I'm not gonna go there. You see how easy this is? It's just that simple. Once we know what we do and we can see how we can help one another, that's how it works. So everybody I'm talking to Club Millie people too. So put in the comments below once again, because I like to see it. Club Millie, because we're not talking, we working. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So I don't care. I don't know who's gonna watch this later, but what you're gonna see is we just had some business transactions take place using social media. While everybody else is playing, they poking, they playing games, we making deals. Club Millie, get with us or not. We'll come back for you. But we got something to build. We building out. We're not just building an empire. We're building a pyramid. We're building the pyramids in Egypt. That's what we're doing, brick by brick, stone by stone, day by day. Club Millie. All right, guys. We didn't get very far. I'm sorry, we didn't get very far. I don't even know where I stopped. But we'll pick back up tomorrow. I gotta go make a delivery. Gotta go make some money. So anyway, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. It's just that simple. Right? So do those things tonight, man. Get with your family. Have that conversation and have it often. So you can know your kids, and your kids can know you, and they can know their family history. And then they can start to walk in the footsteps on the shoulders of the giants that have come before them. They can know where they come from. That's going to help them know where they are going. All right, this episode is brought to you by True Detergent. Again, Atlanta, 678-851-2400. Give us a call, free delivery to your doorstep. Go on and make one right now. We're making some deliveries in Albany. We're making some deliveries in a week into Augusta. We're making a deal with Birmingham. Birmingham, get ready, get ready, get ready. We're coming to Birmingham. And this is how we do. You expand through your connections. Everybody put that in the comments below. You expand through your connections. In other words, your net worth will be equal to your network. Your net worth, your value to the society is going to be equal to your network, how many people you're connected to. And all we did was just use our connections to make something happen. We got a manufacturing deal we're about to put together, got a transportation deal we're about to put together. And we did this all in a matter of 45 minutes, you know, secret handshakes or virtual handshakes right through social media. Where else are they doing this but Club Millie? Y'all better recognize. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, man. We'll be back. I don't know. I'll be back later on. But anyway, this is your midday manna from poverty to power. We just put some deals together, made some power happen just by using our connections and using our belief that we can do for one another. Remember this, guys. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build. Let's build as we climb together. Have a good day.
Do it right, build wealth, real life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.